just make sure. Okay. Bear with me, everyone, while I just work on some things. I knocked out my menu, no. Okay. There we go. So, welcome everyone to the stream. We are back again, and instead of painting a D&D miniature like the ones in the WizKids event, I am painting a miniature from one of our mini board games at Aftershock Games. We will be aiming to do a stream once a week, every Saturday morning, from about 9 o'clock to noon, and we will just be going through all of our board games, or most of our board games, as many as we can, and painting them, because I enjoy painting miniatures, and I at least hope you guys enjoy watching them. So if you can see on the screen, I have a picture, a reference picture of who I'm going to be painting. I also have one right next to me, but that's just so you guys can see. Here's what I have so far. I already started him before. So today we are going to be continuing him and seeing how far we can go in about 3 hours. So without further ado, let's get going. Next, I think I'm going to do the dark brown spots on him. So, across his helmet, his vest, his knee pads, and for that, I will probably be using oak brown. So we have like, sorry about this, I'm just adjusting everything. Okay. Yeah, hopefully that's better. So just so you guys know what paints we're using, we have army paints, D&D paints, and Vallejo paint. So we have quite a variety, actually. This one will be the army painter. I'm going to be using the oak brown, I think. And if I look over there, I just have a chart of what each color looks like. You know, I find useful to look at. Actually, leather brown would also work good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with these two for now. You gotta shake these up. So, unlike the owlbear one, we kind of have to, not the owlbear, I'm sorry. Unlike the manticore one that we painted last week, I'm gonna have to get the colors by myself. But that's okay, this is what I'm used to, and I'm just gonna make it up as I go along. And actually, so I might be trying out some new things as I paint these miniatures. I'm still kind of learning how to paint them, and I have a funny story. I just recently realized that I've been painting, I guess I've not been painting them wrong, but I just haven't been like painting them in a certain way. So when I first learned to paint miniatures, you know what, brush size will be good. We have a lot more brushes over here as well, so I think this will be a good brush size for what you want. But yeah, so when I first learned to paint miniatures, I was at a board game convention. I don't exactly remember where it was, but I know it was like it was one of the smaller ones. It wasn't very big. It was in a hotel. It was still pretty fun though. I wish I remembered which one it was. But yeah, so they had like this miniature painting class, and this really nice lady taught us how to paint miniatures and whatnot. But the thing was, at the time, I was younger, and I was also lazy and stuff. And so when she was telling us about doing the highlights on the miniatures, I said to myself, but these things are in 3D, why would I need to put highlights on them? And so I did not. And because of that, I stopped at the wash. And so because of that, I've always believed that you put the wash on at the end. It was only when I painted the Manticore miniature that I realized the wash goes on sometime in the middle. So that's actually a little dark. Man, okay. How can I fix this? I'll get to the painting soon. I'm just mixing paints like off camera. That looks a little better, I think. Yeah, I'll stick with that for now. And so this one we are going to have to do multiple coats, as you can see. As you can see, the you know, it's rolling up like in the crevices and stuff, and not cutting as much on the highlights. But that's of no matter. Okay, yes, his sleeves are that color too. And now I have to be very careful not to go over my past. I'm sorry about that. I was just... Okay. Back to painting him. I actually haven't played this game in a while. It was really fun when we did play it. My dad painted most of the miniatures for the Imperials. And I've been painting most of the miniatures for the Rebels. So, and actually, so I painted the first miniature for the Rebels a very long time ago. Yeah, see, that's really wet. This brush may have been a bit too big for this area. Okay. But yeah, so I painted the first miniature for this like a very long time ago, and it looks interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna redo it. There are some miniatures that there's this one miniature I redid not too long ago. I think I told you guys about that last stream, but I'm gonna get down here. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. I'll just get all up in here. See, those look like packs down there, like, yeah, so I don't think, those look like they'd be a darker brown. So I'm just gonna leave them be. I'm gonna try to get the shape here where there's like a line, as you guys can see on the reference picture. I actually might go back with a smaller brush to do that though. what I think I'm also going to do is I'm going to come back with this and highlight it a little bit so it looks a lot lighter than it is. I'm just going to try to put down the second coat so that looks a lot more even than, as you can see here. Those second coat, like if your miniature needs it, those second coats are very important. Otherwise it's not going to look as good. Yes, I think it goes like that. It's a little bit over here. We can probably get some brown on the scarf right now. It doesn't matter so much. Okay. We'll get the knee pads next. And then after the knee pads, we'll get the thing on the helmet. I'll just come back and highlight it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to come back and highlight this. I'll probably a lot, just to make it look a lot lighter. We don't want it to be too light though, but does you guys see that color? No, that looks like it should be black. It's just the knee pads that are brown. Yeah, I'm probably for this one I'm gonna have to be looking a lot at the reference picture, because with the manticore, okay, here, let me just zoom in really quickly with this. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry about this. Hopefully, I just want to make sure you guys can see. So hopefully that looks better for you guys, right? Oh, but yeah, so like I was saying, with the manticore, I had, there was directions. Like I said, I was directly following the instructions given by WizKids. For this one, I mean, I could follow the instructions. I'm sure there's lots of painting videos online that tells you how to paint all of the characters from Star Wars Imperial Assault. But I kind of want to do it on my own. So I might have pauses thinking about what I want to do and looking back at the reference picture. There we go, looking at this headband. As you can see, so I've already kind of done the shadows and the highlights for the tan yellowish color. I remember so I forgot that the helmet was the same color as the rest of the uniform, and so I was just about to wrap up, right, and the paint was drying when I look back at the picture, and I'm like, oh no, I still need to do the helmet. So that was, I had to rush to finish it because I think I was also getting ready to wrap up for the day. But because I had mixed paints for the helmet to get the right color, I also I needed to make sure that I still had that paint color so it could match better than if I tried to remix it. Yeah, this one reminds me of like the belt that I've painted. I think I can go like this. Actually, yes I can. Yeah, the thing with painting belts on miniatures, it's like it's difficult to get the size of the belt without getting the non-belt parts of a miniature. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm gonna be trying to do right here. And yeah, you need to make sure you look at the miniature from all angles to make sure you didn't miss anything or you didn't mess up something, like kind of right there. I think that looks good though, more or less for the top. If I just round this off right here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the knee pads and then I'll come back up here for the second coat, and then I'll touch up the vest, and then I'm going to come back at it with a very quick highlight just to brighten it up, and then we'll probably move on to, I'm thinking the packs next, and then I'll do the scarf. Actually, I might do the scarf last. I'll do the skin first, then the scarf, then the gun. The gun will be the very last thing, I believe. And then we'll give it a wash, and then we'll do the rest of the highlights. And it should be done. I say all that, but I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this miniature today. I tend to take a very long time when painting things or doing anything creative, so this might take a couple of streams to do, to be honest. Then we're just gonna make sure that this all is one solid color. We don't want it. Oh, I also need to get the underside. Let's forgot. Okay. I'll get a very little tiny bit of paint on the tip of my brush so I can turn it like this and kind of go like this. Oh, you guys can't really see it when I do it right there. Actually, I might wait until this headband has dried more because it's a little sticky and I don't want to mess up the paint that I have right there. So I'm just gonna come over here and kind of touch up everything that I missed on the vest. Like so. I think I will come at that with a slightly smaller brush. Gotta get this leaf. Actually, it looks like a sleeve or not. A tatted sleeve or something. Also, let me get it kind of in between here, so I think This would actually come down until here. Kind of like that. Yeah, something like that, and then I'll just come back at it with the smaller size brush to get those little straps. And make sure I got everything on here. The chests of these miniatures are going to be the toughest thing, I think, because just of how closed off it is. You know, so I have to really be careful with how I put the brush in, and I have to find like the specific angles to get some of the things. Okay, I want to get the chest again. Don't want to put too much paint on it because I still want it to be like to have the details in it and stuff. I think that should be good. Okay, let me get the underside. Actually, I might switch to a smaller brush now. So that would probably be this brush, I guess. Yeah, that one looks like it'd work. To get the underside. And make sure you guys can see this. See, that's too much paint. A little bit. So yeah, so whenever I like overpaint something that can't easily be fixed, I just very quickly go over it with water, and then with I brush to pick up the remnants, and just like that, it's mostly gone. So naturally for the underside, this brush, the tip of this brush might work the best. Once I don't have too much paint on it. So you see, I got paint on the lid of the cap. It's very beautiful paint. And they just have to stay like that, to be honest. There's a very loud car track outside. I don't know if you guys heard that. Since we're at this doorway next to like a main street, so you might hear cars in the background going by. Oh no, if you guys can hear it, that's all the better. And I can hear them sometimes. And they can be very loud. Okay. Let me get this again. Just kind of try to get inside these corners. And I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's like little bits of white and just like these tiny little crevices. Oh, and I should get up here again. Okay, let me just rip off my brushes really quickly. Okay. I apologize about my sniffling. I've had a stuffed nose for so long. I don't really know why yet, but man, I'm gonna switch these because I keep on going to my mixing cup. So I keep on going to my plain water cup that you use to, you know, like dilute things and whatnot. I'm sorry if I kicked the camera. As my mixing cup, and that's not a good idea. I don't want to accidentally have two mixing cups. Okay, so I need to make sure to keep this in frame, just like that, so you guys can see. Now I'm just going to try to make a little stripe like so. Yeah, so I probably should have actually gotten rid of this. We haven't done this yet, but we have like a couple of not pliers, but we have like a couple of files and whatnot on our house that we have not brought over to the store. We just keep on forgetting to bring them. That'd be useful, because sometimes managers do have those little bits and whatnot left over. Okay. Guess that'll be fine. It still looks really uneven on the back. Don't know why. So I'm going over it again. Okay.
Lean in, your head cup is killing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Over there. Kind of like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix a highlight just to make it look, because I still think this is a little too dark based on the reference photo. I'm also gonna see if I can get the color I used for this again, just because. Actually, I'm gonna use this one instead. I have to make sure it's mixed. I've gotten a lot better at mixing these paints than before, especially for the blue ones, because the blue ones, and especially the light blue ones, are like the hardest to mix. And I used to have to get my dad to mix them for me, because I could never fully mix them. But I've gotten better at it. Okay, so that's that color. Now we're gonna some of this. Yeah, that's bright. That looks a little better. And so now what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna well, first I'm gonna dress myself, and then I'm just gonna go, kind of try to go and get everything except the very corners. And so the very corners, no, the crevices, I mean, not corners. So it'll kind of look like something like that, I guess. Yeah, see? For the knee pads, we'll just kind of coat them. Like so. I'm gonna kind of try to blend them. So it doesn't like fully overdo the paint we've already laid down. But, you know. Kind of like that. And I'll get the other one. The other sleeve, I mean. Just like this. Yeah. Just gonna go over it, and I might come in with a lighter color, just to get the very extremes, I guess. And then we'll probably move on. I don't think I'm going to get the chest area because that's going to be dark anyways, just because of how his arms are positioned. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Now for the very last highlight, and then we're, oh, it's only 9:30. Yeah, so actually, this new way of painting might actually make it go quicker, because I know I've spent like 6, well, I mean, I do tend to take a long time on things, like my Manticore thing, it took me like, I think 5 hours to paint it, which, you know, is a lot, but it is no big deal. I enjoy doing it, so. For these, we will only be doing 3 hours at a time, though, just because we open the store at noon. So we don't, you know, want background noise or anything to interfere with the stream. Oh, welcome. Yeah, so I was just, saying it'll take me 5 hours to paint the Manticore. I would say normally for me it takes like I would say like 6 hours or so to finish painting a miniature. It's kind of hard to remember because I usually do multiple sessions in painting a miniature. Like, I think I normally only have like 2 hours at a time to paint. So this will also be helpful because I'll have more time to paint the miniatures that I have. Because there's a lot I want to get through. So just kind of out of the games we have, the next miniature I want to paint is, not miniature, the next board game of miniatures that I want to paint will be Tank Gardens, and that's a new game, right? And it looks, the components look really nice. It looks really good. I like that game. But I also really want to paint the miniatures of that game because I think it would also look super cool if they're painted. And then I think after that, no, there's another game I want to paint after that, like a specific one, but we have a lot. So like Rising Sun is one that I want to paint. Trying to think. Oh, Unmatched. Unmatched. So if you guys haven't heard of Unmatched, I think I talked about this last time too. That's also another really fun game with miniatures that I'm excited to paint. You know, because you're basically battling with the miniatures. And so when they come in the game, they've already kind of been washed, and I think that's probably just to make the unpainted miniatures look better than how miniatures would look if they're not washed at all. See, there we go. I'm liking this a lot better now. But I really want to paint those. Yeah, I think there's like a lot of games. I should probably be reading out the questions. Are there many games that have miniatures that can be painted? And I would say, yeah, there's, like, I would say in general there's more games without miniatures than there are with miniatures, but there's still like a wide variety of games with miniatures that can be painted. And normally the games that do come with miniatures, there's like a lot of them. So like Rising Sun has a lot of miniatures. There are a few exceptions to this, like Unmatched is an exception. There's not a ton of miniatures for that. Scythe, so that also has some miniatures, and it's not like a little bit, but it's not a ton either. I think it's only just some of your, I think it's just your pieces, which you don't have a lot of. I could be wrong though, I haven't played Scythe in a while. Anyway, so I think after this we are going, oh, is that, that looks like it's part of the vest. Okay. Give me a quick moment. It looks like I forgot a piece of the vest just right down here in like this little crevice area. But so after this we are going, I'm probably just going to be doing the packs, which I'm probably just going to be doing a base of black, to be honest. And then afterwards, after we do the wash, I'm probably gonna go back and highlight it so it's not so dark. Okay, I need to let this dry really quickly, and then I can come in with a second coat. But yeah, also I think I'm also just gonna do the boots black as well. None of the reference pictures I have has what color the boots are, so I think black boots is normally the color that boots are. So I'll just do that. And we'll do the gun. Oh no, the gun's gonna be last. The gun will also be the easiest because there's a lot of pieces that aren't directly next to anything else. Okay. Now think I can come out with the second coat now. I think that's dried enough. I don't know. Oh man, I think I got some on the pants. Oh well. I will fix it later. Oh, but now this thing is watery, so I have to wait again. I'll just start painting the packs and stuff with the black. And then I'll come back to that. So I'm just gonna be using the matte black. So far I've only been using the army paints. I also have some. So like I said, we have other paints as well. Okay. Just make sure. So for this one, I'm going to want a slightly smaller brush, so I can go back to my small brush, like this. I might do that. Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay. I'm gonna get a tiny bit of black. And I'll start with these knee pads, I think. Actually, no, I'm gonna get a different small brush. This brush has seen better days. This brush might work better. Okay. Man, I'm very kind of like that. I'm a little nervous for this part. Actually, I really don't want to mess up. So I'm gonna go a lot slower on this part. I think, no, so the eyes are like the hardest parts about painting miniatures, but the belts are probably the second most hardest, especially like the smaller they are. The more difficult they can be. Oh, that's a lot of paint. But yeah, so it'll look something like that. And we're definitely gonna have to come back. So for these miniatures, I think I'm gonna stick closely to the reference pictures. Yeah, normally I like to do my own thing. So like when Wiz Kids had I think the first painting event was the owlbear event. I made a space owlbear instead of like a regular D&D owlbear. But for these specific miniatures, I'm probably gonna stick closely to the reference pictures. Mostly because these are gonna be for the store. So for those of you that don't know, we have at Off the Shelf Games, which is a board game store in San Diego, El Cajon specifically, we have like a library of over 600 games or so, where you can come and play them for like a small fee of like, I think it's $5. Yeah, it looks, I like how it turned out. I still like how my space owlbear turned out. But anyways, So these miniatures are going to be for the games that are at the store. So kind of for that reason, I'm going to try to stick closely to the reference pictures, you know, as much as possible. Okay. That just looks like a really big band of black. Yeah, once we get the highlights, I'm sure it's gonna look better. Gonna make sure you guys can see this. And there's also like a very little line of black around these knee pads. Kind of like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, let me just try to fix this. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come back to this particular belt, I think. So, I don't know. COVID habit. Oh. Yeah, well, no, thanks for liking the story thing. I'm glad that you like it. I guess that's the whole purpose, to make sure people can have fun. I'm sorry that you haven't had time to visit recently, but I hope everything's going well for you guys. And, you know, for everyone in general. It's a uncertain time. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the belts really quickly and kind of work on other things to see how that looks, because I might have to switch to a lighter color. Okay. Let's see how this looks. I've actually had an idea for what I could do instead of just pure black. Yeah, I'm gonna try that out. Okay, instead of pure black, what if I just have a very dark brown? So maybe it won't look as contrast, like that. Get my brush. Mix the colors. So that's still looks pretty dark, but hopefully, yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but I think hopefully it will kind of make things look a little better. And I'll come back and highlight these. Kind of like that. Okay. That's a very big pack on the back that he has. I don't know if you guys can tell very much, but it's super big and like pokes out. Okay. Let's get this belt over here. There we go. Something like that. I can probably get the top of this as well. I started painting miniatures, I want to say like 3 years ago. I haven't painted many. I think I counted recently and I've like only painted, maybe it wasn't 3 years ago, maybe it was only like 2 years ago. I mean still, so I've only painted like 15. I guess 17. I haven't counted the board game miniatures I painted, but I think it's only 2. I think this is just, no, so I've painted 3 miniatures from this game already. I've painted 15 on my own free time, so that's like I've painted 18 so far. But I think it was about 2 years ago. It was at that convention I mentioned earlier, where I did not listen to doing the highlights and have been doing the washes at the end. But yeah, I like it. I think I like it a lot because I really like coloring things, I guess. I like whenever I draw something, I get really excited to color it. And with the miniatures, I don't have to wait until I'm finished drawing anything. I can just start painting it. There's no wait necessary. Okay, so I'm just gonna be getting into these little areas. This is taking a little bit longer, but I think I'm making good progress. Just like that. There's so many colors. Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's like yes, thank you. It is almost a perfect medium for me. I really enjoy it. And just like I said, it takes a long time. At least for me. I know there's some people who like to use speed painting for the miniatures. And that's probably helpful. Like, I might try to learn some of those techniques when I do miniatures. Like, we have this new game that has miniatures. It's called Mesa or something, I think. And that has a lot of miniatures, right? So it has a couple big miniatures that are all unique. I think it has like 4 of those. But then it also has like a lot of little miniatures that are all the same. So I might want to pick up some speed painting techniques just for those, so I don't spend forever painting the same thing over and over again. But you know, in general, I like to take my time with the things. Another thing I like, so when I'm painting, so like I have a little box of D&D miniatures, the ones from Noses miniatures. And whenever I paint those, like, because I spent so long on them, I like make up a little background for whatever miniature I'm painting. And you know, so like the very first miniature I painted that's like not, I don't know, I haven't looked at any speed painting techniques. I want to learn them for when I do those speed painting techniques. I think it's just, you know, like how Bob Ross, he paints really quickly, but it always looks realistic. It's because like he doesn't really go into the details. He just kind of, I guess it'd be kind of like those. It kind of be a technique, I guess, to where the miniature still looks good, but like you didn't put as many details into it. I don't know any specific speed painting techniques though. Yeah. Okay. This is a very tiny belt up here. Okay. Man, so for these very little belts, I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but like this little tiny belt is pretty far up, so I just try to get the very tip of it, and then I just worry about the sides later. I did manage to get some on. The pants again, these poor pants. Oh, shoot. Okay. I spilled some water. I will be right back to clean this up. Okay. Oh man, okay. Hopefully, I'm gonna need more paper towels. The good thing is I don't think it got to anything that would be like that. Man, that's the first time I've done that. Over here. That's a lot of water. That's less water. Okay. And just one more. I think, oh, man, that's what I got everywhere. Yeah, so this is my painting palette. That's the one I normally use. Okay, I think that's pretty much cleaned up now. Might need to rearrange my setup. So this is the first time I've done this at the store. So there might be a little hiccups like this throughout the stream, and I apologize for them. Okay. That should be all cleaned up by now, though. So instead of, I'm gonna have these over here. Okay, now. Okay. So this might be a little bit better. I'm gonna have to reach across the screen when I finish the brushes, but that, I'm sure that'll be okay. Oh, see, look, it's not even that bad. Okay. Now we can get back on track with the miniature. And let me get an eyedropper. My paint is drying up a little bit, which is not ideal. Okay. That's a lot of paint. Yeah. That's a little better. Okay, I should try to do this belt back here. Okay. Now I'll try to do this belt down here next. I might switch to an even smaller brush. Might not though, we'll have to see. Actually, yeah, this brush has like... Okay, let me finish doing the big details with this brush. All the bigger details, and then I can switch to an even smaller brush for the rest of the belts and whatnot. Yeah, because I've got to get the underside of this big pack. Like so. And then we got to get the up a bit of this one right here. Yeah, let me do something really quickly. Let me just... brush. I'm gonna have to clean it with the soap after this, because it's a little wasteful right now. Oh yeah, I gotta get over here, this side. I gotta figure out what to do with these. There, so you guys can still see. Okay. These ones can be the same color, actually. So okay. I don't know if my paint's drying up or it's just acting weird, but I feel like I'm not getting as much paint to put on the thing as I was before. Okay. Gotta get the inside of this. Like so. I would also say the top, but it's very hard to see the top. So there I got. Yes, I do tend to use a lot of different brushes. When I paint. I mean, I guess not like a ton, like a lot. We have a lot of brushes here. I can't really show you, but we have a lot. I guess I use about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 different brushes when I'm painting a miniature. Okay, let me... Make sure you can see that. Make sure you guys can see. I'm trying to get up here again. Okay. Something like that. Let's see here. I might want to get behind. So this looks like a little gun right here. So I might just get around that gun. It's funny. So before I started, so generally you want a big brush. So you want a big brush for like base coating, and you especially want like a big brush or a pretty big brush when you do the wash, because with the wash you kind of want to cover everything. The little brushes are to get the details. So like you want a very tiny brush to do the eyes. These eyes look smaller than usual, so that's gonna be fun. I might use more brushes than other people do. I might use less. I don't know what the general consensus on how many brushes you need is. now I'm just kind of trying to get all the little white bits in the belt. So when I do that, that's just me trying to fix my mistake. Okay, because yeah, so there's like there's like a lot of crevices in this particular mini I have found. Anyways, yeah, man, I keep on finding little white areas. Okay, let me get this area, and then I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller brush, just so I can more easily get the belts on the legs. Just like that. Let's see, so it's 10:16 right now. So I'm guessing we might be able to at least get to the wash before we have to go. Which is actually pretty exciting. Okay, I'm gonna mix some more of the paint because I'm very low. Thanks, and thanks for joining us. Yeah, I hope you have a good day. And I do hope I finish as many trades. So he's looking a little better now, I think. I don't think the black still kind of looks very, I don't know the right word, it's like sudden, it's like doesn't look like it belongs very well, but I think it's looking better than it did since I mixed the brown in with the black. So yes, right now I'm just mixing more of the color because I was running very low on it. Man, that looks very dark. It is not as you may imagine what we want. Yeah, I think I added too much black this time. That looks better. Okay. Yeah, so let's get into this crevice a little bit. We have like the very... No, I'm gonna save the belts. I keep on saying I will, and then I don't. Then I make a mess. So I might mess with that too. Okay. Yeah, so I think I am gonna try to get at least a similar color to the tan color that I already have on here, and just kind of go over the areas where I may have made like a mistake or gone over it with a different color. Okay. Because I don't know if you can really see, like right down here, I have a little, some black speckles. I think on the back I have some as well. Let me, that's the wrong way. Let me double check something. Okay, I don't think he has any other black things, so I can get his boots, though. Let me do that while I still have a lot of paint. See, black boots. That's a go-to color I have for boots. I'm sure I've made some brown boots at a time. No, I think I want to go with black boots with him though. I might change it later. But I think for now, I'm just gonna go with the black boots. And like I said, so once I do the wash, I'm gonna come back and highlight it so it doesn't look so contrasting. Okay. Just like that. Some boots. I think a lot of miniatures have boots. I don't know if I ever really painted one without them. Unless it was, you know, a monster. Like the Manticore didn't have boots, the Owlbear didn't have boots. I'm gonna make sure I don't clean out too much. Just want to make sure. And I'm sorry if it's not, if you guys are having trouble seeing the miniature. Okay. Oh boy. Gotta get the inside. And with the boots, we can go on the ground. That's no big deal. I'll have to do the ground. I guess I'll do the ground, the base, after I do the wash. And the highlights. Because it doesn't really need a wash. It's pretty feet. You know. I don't know what color I'll make it. So far I've noticed, and this is completely unintentional, but all of these Star Wars minis, they have a different colored base. So I might keep up that trend and make this one a brown or yellowish color. Anyways, now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush to finish up the belts. And then after that, oh, the gloves. Oh no, I completely forgot about the gloves. Okay, so I'm gonna need to go back on the gloves with a Fenn color. Because I always forget about the gloves. I've forgotten about gloves so many times. It's a little ridiculous. That's very small. So I have this brush, but I think it's gonna be a little too small for what I want. I just have to go with like this one, which has like and just try to, no, that's still pretty big. I might have to try to go for this one. So I think it's smaller. So it's probably the best choice that I have, because the other one is way too small. That's like, oh no, I'm sorry if I kicked the camera. But yeah, the other one is like one that you use for eyes or something. So I'm gonna get a little bit of pink. I'm just gonna try to get the very tip of this. Almost like dry brushing without the dye part of it. Okay. I can also get this yellow area over here, probably. Not yellow, white. This white area over here. We don't want to get the yellow area, so just what I just did. On the sleeve, this poor sleeve. Oh, we already set in. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go back on the sleeve. Man. And as always, if like if you guys have ever like had any problems seeing the miniature, or if you have a problem with noise or something, you can always just type it into the chat, and I'll be sure to at least try to alleviate it. There's some background noise that we unfortunately can't really get rid of. But you know, if I'm speaking quietly or not enough, or if I keep on, if you guys can't see the mini, oh, that's probably from the light. I have the light on, mostly to help me, so it's a little bit brighter. Oh, I can get this down here. There we go, kind of like that. And we'll have to do the same on this side. Finish up with these little belts right here. Finish up these belts up here. And I think we should be good for this black color. Afterwards, we'll probably do, I'm thinking the skin color next. Oh, I might do the gloves, and then the skin color, and then the scarf, and then the guns. And then we'll do a wash. That's what I'm thinking. Just gotta get this belt up here, which didn't happen again. Yeah, I'm not getting nearly as much paint. Nope. Okay. Somebody got much paint on him. So whenever that happened, I just added a little bit of water to the paint, so hopefully it's a lot easier to lay down. Because it makes it difficult to control the paint when you don't know when it's gonna come off the brush. It looks like the belt's like right in this crevice right here. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit higher. Kind of like that. And then on this side we have all these folds, make it really difficult to see where the belts are, especially on this side. I can't really tell, so I'm guessing just gonna have to guess. I think another problem might have been like a big clump of paint might have dried on a paintbrush, which also makes it difficult for the paint. Okay, make sure you guys can see it. Okay. Gotta make sure we get that side. Something like that. And then I'll get it up here. There we go. That doesn't look that bad. Also now it looks very different from this. I'll have to see how that turns out. I'm gonna do that. Next. I'm just adding some more paint again. Okay. That should be good. You guys can see. So that's the very last things we need to do is just gotta get around this knee pad. Like so. Can't see the mini, I'm sorry. Around this knee pad. Kinda like so. Get down here, over there, like that, and then I need to add more paint to the belts around it. So far I have been kind of avoiding that. I need kind of like that. It might expand that to make it bigger. Get the top of this. Like so. Okay. And get the other side. Kind of trying to make it look a little straighter. Oh, there's the code. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that until it turns off. I might turn off the audio really quickly until it goes away. I don't know if you guys can still hear anything, but I hope you can't. Okay, we're back. Anyways, I just looked at something. So yeah, we're back because honking is gone. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, we're gonna be subjected to those sounds now and again, just because of our location. Before we were at my house, which was not next to any busy streets, and now we are next to a busy street, so we will be hearing we'll be hearing cars now and then. Anyways, as soon as I finish these two belts down here, maybe this belt, should be good. Oh, I need to get the underside of this pack. I almost forgot. I'm liking how it turned out, more or less. I'm debating what I should make. I might change it to where this looks more like that, to be honest. Yeah, I might just do that, so they look even. I'm gonna wait a little longer. I'm gonna wait until I finish everything else and then I will decide. Yeah, so for these very tiny belts, I don't think I'm gonna try to do like the sides of them. I'm just gonna try to do the very tops of them. And that might be it. Just because of the size. Doing the sides will be very difficult. Like, okay, there we go, see? That wasn't so hard. Make sure back here looks good. I put a little bit more paint. Okay. Yeah, I am gonna change these to where it's more like the other side. Just because of how the other side turned out. And like further down the road, if I decide I don't like it, I guess I'll just try to go back over it with the tan color, which will take a couple of tries, I'm sure, because the tan color is much lighter than this black color. But I'm sure it'll all be alright. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go back over and make sure I didn't miss anything on like the packs. Like there's no white spots. I think there's like a little white spot down there. You guys can't really see it right now, and I apologize. If you guys don't know, so we are using wine corks to hold it. This way I don't have to directly hold on to the miniature. And it makes it pretty useful, so I don't accidentally mess up any of the paint. When I was painting the Manticore, I found that I was having difficulty with holding the Manticore and getting paint on my fingers, and then moving it somewhere else in Manticore. So, you know, the wine corks just kind of help with that. This side. So yeah, so I'm just getting all the little details. All those tiny little details. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's good. I think we're doing good. Yeah, I think we're doing really good actually. I have to remember, but I want to make the patch on here, which will be difficult. I'm gonna do that after I do the wash. I'm gonna do a lot of things after I do the wash, I've now realized, after saying all these things. So next I'm going to do the glove, so I'm gonna mix some paint for that really quickly. And then I will do the skin, and then I will do the scarf, and then I'll do the guns, and then I'll put a wash on. Let's see, it's 10:45. So we have about an hour and 15 minutes left. I think I can do that by then. Especially since these things will not have nearly as many details. The only thing I can think of is the fingers, and there's not a lot of fingers, as you may have noticed. So I don't need a lot of paint for this. I'm just gonna try to get a little bit. Maybe a little bit of this. And this color would be a little bit darker. Okay, that looks good. I just hope I have enough paint for the gloves now, because I didn't get a lot of paint at all. Let's see what kind of gloves they are. They are, yeah, I just to say, thought the fingerless gloves. I have noticed a lot of these Star Wars characters have fingerless gloves. I'm guessing that's just the kind of gloves you wear when you are when you're using a gun or something. They also look cool, so that could be it as well. Yeah, actually, I might need to mix more paint, because I'm probably gonna do multiple coats. So a little bit more of this. Yeah, I'm just mixing the paint again. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do that every now and then. Let's get this glove over here. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see. Gotta try to get on the inside. I don't know how I'm gonna get the inside of this glove right here, to be honest. I'll look around to see if I can, but if I can, it may just have to not be painted. Because I can't tell very well where it is. What if I just put some paint over there and hope that's good enough? I might just do that. This one should be a little bit easier because it's more extended. It's not as hidden. This left glove. See, look, and I think I mixed the perfect amount of paint. Okay. Get the thumb. Get the insides of this, kind of like that. So we'll just have the fingers showing. Like so. Kind of like that. Okay, I think that's good. They're a bit messy, but I'm going to clean them up when I do the skin tone. And I'll also help clean them up when I do the guns. Anyways, for the skin tone. Okay, let me see what colors I want to use. I think rosy skin might be a good color, along with goblin skin. If I mix those two, maybe not goblin skin, maybe fair skin. Rosy skin and fair skin might look better. Actually, not that I'm looking at it. Let's see how this looks. Nope, it's a lot of paint. I don't think I'm gonna need that much. Just rosy skin. I'm just gonna add a little bit. I'll mix it. I'll probably might use this. No, not that brush. Might use this brush to do the painting for the skin. Going to add a little bit. Oh, that's not what was. I went to go add some white, and I took off this thing as well. Like, that's not what's supposed to happen. I'm just gonna add a little bit of white. And I'm probably also just gonna add. No, I don't know if I'm gonna add. I might add a little bit of pink. Though I don't know if I'm gonna really need it. Okay, I'm gonna add a lot of white, it turns out. Because this isn't really changing this color. Huh. Let's see how that looks. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add just a tiniest bit of pink. Oh, actually, no. What if I add? No, I'm gonna add ruddy skin instead of pink. This is my process of getting colors. It's a lot of guessing. And then checking. Okay, so I added a little bit of that. I think that might look good. I'm sorry, that shook again. Okay. So now we are going to paint the arms. Yeah, I think that's good. And then once we, like I said, so once we do the wash, I'll highlight it and I'll make it match the pants, really, I guess. Because, I'll have shadows. I think that's really the biggest thing. Because like I said, so I would, before this, I would do the highlights and shadows, and then I would do the wash, right? But, now I'm going to try to do those after I do the wash. So, that's kind of why. The pants and sleeves look like that. I feel like, is that on the glove? No, I don't think so. This skin tone is like very close to the sleeve though. Yeah, it kind of looks like almost exactly like the sleeve color. So I'm going to add a little bit more ready skin. Just to make it differentiate itself, I suppose. Move them a little bit. Okay. That kind of looks better. And we'll do over here. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so that was a bit messy. I may just be doing this a bit messier, but it shouldn't be. Oh well. Let me just clean this up really quickly. I also feel like I've run out of things to talk about. I mean, but not much is going on. I would talk about Star Wars, but I'm not into Star Wars a lot. My brother is. My brother always sends me, like, Star Wars memes. And I'm like, I don't understand this. I haven't even watched the sequels. Yet he still sends me them. I feel like if I continually sent him Harry Potter memes when he, like, I don't know if he's even watched the movies. But it's nice to see them. He sends me a lot of things. But yeah, I haven't watched, like, the only thing I know about the sequels, really, is I know the sand line from Anakin, kind of. I know about that one scene where, like, some of the Jedis are fighting in, like, an arena against these monsters, and I only know that. I remember that because it was in the Star Wars Lego game, which I played. I did watch the original trilogy, though, and that was pretty good. And I watched the first 2 movies of the new Star Wars trilogy. I have not watched the last one, though. Okay, I think that's looking good. Yeah, so when I add the wash, I'll be sure to get in here so there's, like, a little bit more contrast between the arm and the sleeve. I'm also going to come back and add a shadow between there if need be. But next we gotta get the face, and then we'll get the scarf, and then the guns, and wow, look at that. Well, getting close already. It's almost fully painted. And then, we have to do highlights and things. Nope. I'm just getting paint everywhere today. Okay, so... Oh yeah, I wanted to remix the yellow. I always try to. I bet I can do it. I kind of remember what I did. And then we'll do the eyes like the very last thing, I think. That sounds good. Well, no, I think the base will be the very last thing. So the eyes will be the second to last thing. I'm just going to paint over this a couple times to make sure like there's no paint that rolled up anywhere. Gotta make sure my head's not in the shot. Okay, just like that. So I'll do the blue first. And then I'll remix the yellow. And then I'll do the guns. When I do the guns very last, there may not be a reason to it. I just feel like that's how I should do things. So the blue color is like it's like a faded blue. So I'll use electric blue. Excuse me. Probably with the wolf. No, with the new. Could I just use wolf gray? Actually, wolf gray and electric blue might be all I need. Let me just make sure. I need to make sure it's big. The good thing about the blue color is you can tell if they haven't been mixed yet, because you can still kind of see the purple. So that looks to be pretty mixed, I hope. Yep. There we go. And then we'll get the wolf gray. I've used this wolf gray a lot, I think. It's a pretty useful color. Like this, so some colors I don't use a lot at all are the purple and pink, which I feel like is a shame. I wanna use those more, but I hadn't really found a chance to use them, I feel like. So, I'll just have to, maybe next, well, actually, I know with Tang Garden I'm pretty sure there are going to be some clothing where I'm going to be using the pink and purple. So that'll be exciting, actually. Because, like I said, I think those are my two least used colors. My most used color is white, I think. Pretty sure I'm not really low on white, but I've used a lot of white. I've also used a lot of black. I use a lot of brown, the metallic colors. I don't use a ton of orange. I use a good amount of blue, I think. Though we do have a lot of blue. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some more wolf gray. Maybe some black. Not black. Just regular gray, darker gray. I don't want to exactly add. So actually, instead of wolf gray, I might just add a little bit of the uniform gray, because that's darker. But it's not quite black. I don't want to add black to this one. I think that'd be too dark. Okay, just add. That's a lot of that. Okay. Whoops. I just mix this. It should still be a blue color, but it's just not as bright. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it looks like it stays on a lot better. Yeah, that looks better. That looks a lot better, in my opinion. Okay, so this one I am going to, once again, have to be careful not to paint over anything. Okay. So I might go a little bit slower for this one. Oh no, I think I got it in the face. That's not good. We don't want any blue in the face. He does not have a blue face. He has a normal face. Let me just pick up these. That's my bad picking up the pigments. Okay. That should be fixed. And got some paint on this mat. I think you can just chip it off though, which is good. Okay, so back to the scarf. Just like that. Okay. I feel like I guess I'll just talk out loud. Because I feel like I don't have nearly as much to talk about right now, but that could be because when we did the Manticore, I knew, like I said, so I knew what I was going to do specifically. I knew what colors I was going to use. I didn't have to really mix any colors, actually. And you know, I knew what steps I was going to take. But this one, like I said, so I have a reference picture, but that's about it. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. I am going to try to use some of the techniques from the Manticore into this one and see how it turns out. Yeah, that looks about right. His face is kind of tucked in to his scarf. He's like a desert soldier. I'm just going to add another coat of paint because it's kind of not quite opaque. Yeah, that's another thing I've noticed between the paints that we had for the Manticore and these paints is these paints you most definitely have to use more than one coat. But the other paints, the Vallejo paints, I don't know if adult Vallejo paints or just those specific paints, but you only really need one coat to get a good base. Okay, I'm just gonna let that part dry really quickly. Yeah, I'm liking how he's turning out, actually. So yeah, so we'll just have to do the guns and then the wash. Well, first I'm going to try to remake the yellow, just to touch up some things. Then we'll do the guns, and then we'll do the wash. Okay, I think that'll be dry enough. So I can get this in the scarf really quickly. Okay, I think that's done. I think the scarf is more or less done. I would get I think there's a little bit underneath, but I'm not really worried about getting that right now, or maybe at all. It's in a very difficult spot. Yeah, I think so. The other mini, there was another miniature that was kind of in the same position as this, not exactly, but it had its arms in front of its chest area, and the chest area was just very difficult to get. Okay, so time to try to do this. I might just try mixing desert yellow with a bit of the yellow. And see if that gets me close enough. I'm not too worried about getting it exact, as long as it doesn't look like a very poor imitation. As long as it doesn't look like I just can't remember any words. But as long as it doesn't look too different, I should be fine. I don't use yellow a lot either, I just realized. The brighter colors, the very bright colors, I don't use a lot of. I guess it's because normally the miniatures I paint, they're not, they're from D&D, which, is medieval fantasy world, so there's not going to be a ton of bright colors, normally. Okay, let's see what this gives us. Maybe I added too much yellow. Oh, I can add some white, actually. So yeah, I'm just mixing paints again. I think I'm just going to do it off screen. You can kind of see it in the background. Oh, this poor miniature. I keep on knocking him down. I feel very bad. Okay, I think if I add some more white, I get this to be very white, and then I add some tan. Should be close enough. So, I think that'll be good. Then I'll add some more of this tannish color, I think. This is desert yellow. Actually, instead of this color, I'm going to add Ghaarkhan skin. I think that's more of the color I want than anything else. Just a little bit. And then I might add some more white. Yeah, add a lot more white. mixing some colors. Okay. Let's see how this looks. I think if I just add more, if I just make it lighter, that might be good enough for what I want to do. Because so if I remember correctly, like nope, I don't. Can I put some paint back into this bottle? Because I got too much. And I don't want that much. I don't need that much. And like I said before, I'm running low on paint. Maybe I can. I'm gonna try to do that. Because I got a ton. Sometimes that happens with the paints where I only want a little bit, but then the paints decide you're going to get a lot, and I'm like, this is going to be wasted now. I hate wasting paint. I feel very bad about wasting paint. And it's not making me feel good when I get a lot of paint that I don't use. Yeah. So what does this look like? That might be close enough, actually. So if I just put that right there. It's a little bright. I add some more of this color. Maybe it won't be as bright. I don't know if you can really see, but like it's like an extreme highlight. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go over the areas where I accidentally got the paint on it. Like back here. Actually, not need right there. Might do a little bit right there. Definitely right here, I would say. A little bit over here. And I'll get another brush to kind of blend it in. And then I'm going to get a little brush, tiny little brush, to get this detail right here. Like that. Well, it's over here. Like that. That looks good. So now we'll do the guns. I don't know if I told you guys the story yet, but I haven't. Like, this is the first time, this is the second miniature I painted with a gun in it. So this is the second time I'm going to be using the gunmetal paint. I can show you down here. Yes, the gunmetal paint. Because yeah, I haven't had much reason to use it before. I'm going to use this one just because it's a metallic paint. I think I'm going to add a little bit of black to it. Because it's the gun he has is very dark. like more so than normal. I wonder if I can cover some of this. What would be a good sized brush? This looks like a good sized brush. Nope, I can't. Oh, I kind of got a little bit of black, almost like, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So I'll just use a little bit of the actual black. Not a lot. I don't want. Because the comment was already pretty like. The first thing I learned because I took an art class like years ago, and the first thing I learned was do not use a lot of black. Black is very powerful. You do not need a lot of it to make something darker. On contrast, when you're doing watercolors and you want a red, you need to use a lot of red paint because otherwise it will look pink. Those are the things I remember. Okay. So now we'll paint the guns. Okay. Well, so I saw these things, they kind of look like hands, and for a second I thought I painted over the fingers. Which is, as you can imagine, not something you would want to do. But now let's just the gun. It's part of the gun. So yeah, over here we don't have to worry about anything, which is really nice. But as we get closer to the body, you will have to worry about not painting over anything else. I'm gonna move some of these paints. I might take a break to put, because right now I have like all of the paints out of like, because we have, if you can see in the background, like right here, we have the paints in one spot. I haven't been putting the paints back where they go, and so they're kind of all out on the table, so I might take a break to put them back so I have a little bit more space. I will do that once I'm done painting, and I'll give everything a chance to fully dry before I do wash. Yeah, it's almost 11:30. So actually we'll have time to do a couple of highlights as well. We're making great time. So I'm expecting... Don't think I'll finish this though by today. So I'll be working on him again next week, and if we finish early, we'll just have a shorter stream. Geez. I feel like sometimes because I drop a lot of things, right? I'm a little clumsy, but I feel like sometimes my brain stops or something, because I just drop things sometimes. And it's a little annoying, especially when I'm painting, I found, actually. Maybe I'm using too much brain power to think about what I'm painting than to tell my hands to hold on to the thing I'm painting. Let's get this over here, and I might just kind of coat that whole thing in gunmetal, because I highly doubt anyone's going to see it unless they look at it from this specific angle. Yeah, I gotta get into this little area over here. Man. I think there's a couple miniatures. Like, I think there's one, like, there's some miniatures where, like, they have a skirt, but the skirt doesn't go all the way down to the base. And so, like, there's a little area where you can get up inside, but there's not enough room to put your brush in there. It's like, why did you do this? Just makes it so much more difficult to paint. Luckily, I didn't have to, so, like, I think I mentioned this before earlier in the stream. The first miniature I painted, by myself was a wizard, right? And I still have him. He looks pretty good, actually, I think. I think it's just because of the colors, though. Because he's not... I can show you guys them afterwards. But yeah, so he has a skirt that goes down. But it went down all the way, which was really nice, because then I didn't have to paint up inside the skirt. So I appreciated that. And I'm just gonna get this gun down here. This little tiny gun. I'm wondering if I should make this a lighter color. No, I think it'll be fine, because it's shiny. So that'll be reflective enough. Just like that. Yes, so there we go. Here's him pretty much all base coated and whatnot. So I'm gonna let him dry really quickly. I'm going to put the paints that I had out away, and then we'll put a wash on him, which I have yet to decide, but I will figure it out. We also have the washes still from... We have the washes still from the Manticore. We still have all those paints we kept them, and the paint brushes. So I'm just gonna put this back. It has a specific order that corresponds to the chart I mentioned earlier, that I look at to see what color everything is. Black will go there. Skin here. Oh, I call them skin. We have a lot of skin colors. But we only so. There was also a time before. So like when I first started painting, I didn't really mix the paints because I didn't realize that was a thing you could do. Oh, thank you. Let me see if I can do that. Mini painter 53. But like I was saying, where does this go? Oh yeah, so when I first started out painting, I didn't realize you could mix paints, and the first set of paints that I had did not have a very good selection of skin colors. This was the armor painted paints, right? They didn't have a great selection of skin tones. I think like the one skin tone they specifically have, they have tan flesh and they have barbarian flesh. And tan flesh looks very orange. So it didn't look fantastic. I don't know if I still have that many that I use the tanned flesh on. I might have painted it. Anyways, now time for the wash. So we can do a flesh wash. Strong tone. A shadow wash or a brown wash. Then I'll decide between a flesh wash and a brown wash. I'll go with the brown one, I think.
since his whole body is kind of brown. So I'm going to use this again. We're probably going to have to clean it out real good one of these days. Because there's like little bits of paint and stuff left over. So I will get some of this. And I'll probably use, this might be a good brush. Red brown tone. Yeah, so I'll just stick with the brown wash. And we'll just go over this. Try to get all the crevices and stuff. That's a lot of paint right there. I'll come back and pick it up. Might need a different brush actually, like a bigger one. Like this one. Should get a wash on the scarf to bring out the shadows and the face. Actually, I think I just realized something. I could do that again. I could pick up the part where I have the wash. I don't want there to be making all sorts of discoveries. Make sure we get this other arm. And so now hopefully, yeah, you can see a little bit of difference between the arm and the sleeve. Get the helmet. Get the underside of the legs. I'll put more wash down here because it'll be darker down here, naturally. I also need to put some in the chest area. I think that's more or less good. Yeah. Oh, the gun. Might not do wash on the gun. Or if I do, I might do, and I'll show you what I'll do. I will get my shadow wash, and I'm only get a very tiny bit of it. Where was the paintbrush I was originally using? Oh, here it is. I'll use this paintbrush to get the gun. Kind of like that. a little bit darker. There we go. So he looks something like this now. I'm gonna let him dry off really quickly and then we'll start doing some highlights. I just have to decide what to song first. I'll probably do... I guess I'll do the vest and all that first. Oh, I could... Well, see, I only have a half hour left. I'm gonna hold it out like this so I can see him from far away. Yeah, so no, I think I will do the vest next because I think I should be able to do that in half an hour or so. And then I can do, in the next video I'll do the highlights on the belts and boots and stuff because that's probably going to take me longer to do. I mean, my fingers are so messy. Oh, so a good color for the highlights. You already did a leather now, but we can get that out again. And we can lighten it up with the fair skin color. Yeah, I think that would work good. So I'm gonna kind of go over the general highlights with the leather brown again. And then I'll lighten it up with the fair skin to kind of make it more intense in certain areas. Actually, do I want to make it a little bit more orange? I think I'm only going to make a little bit orange for the knee pads. You can't see it on the reference picture because I had to cut some stuff out. But, the knee pads are like that. Well, they look a little bit orange-ish. I should add more. Like that much looks pretty good. And for this I will use I use this blush. Let's see. I'm gonna try stippling it a little bit as kind of way to blend it. So it kind of gives the vest a little bit of texture. I'll use this brush to kind of help blend it. Kind of like that, if you can see. So I'm just gonna don't want to get too much, but I don't want to get too little as well. I think this looks good, though. Yeah, kind of like that. We'll get some over here. We'll get some on the sleeves. That's a lot on the sleeves. Accidentally kind of want to paint. As I get better at this, I might try to do like more different kinds of light sources. Right now, I've only usually been doing the light source from the top down. Normally because that's the easiest for me to see and do. But I do kind of want to try other light sources. I might do that with, I might practice on that with some of the D&D miniatures that I have. And whatnot. I'll get this area right here. We'll get the headband as well for highlighting. I'll probably just get the very top of it, to be honest. Something like this. Yeah. Just like that. Hello, Snickson. Welcome to the stream. So like I said, and like anyone else who may have just joined, I'm right now working on highlighting the vest and the other brown areas. Oh, I can't forget about the gloves. I always forget about the gloves. There are some things that I always forget about, and gloves are the main things. Probably because I associate them with the hand, and they're very small and hard to see. But whatever the reason is, I always forget about them. I always feel bad, because then I have to go back and paint them, and it's not good to be forgotten about. There's an echo going on. Let me see something. I wonder, does that help? Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me about that. Yeah, I didn't even know. I'm just gonna, I guess, kind of come over here. I don't think that's as important. Okay, so next I'm going to lighten up the leather brown a little bit and make some more extreme highlights. Okay. And I'm also going to get a slightly smaller brush to do this. So I'm just gonna, I'm just mixing the paints right now. There we go. So that should be a little lighter. And then we're just gonna try to get like the very tips. Something like this. Something fell. Oh. I do not know if my camera has the manual focus. I know it's a little out of focus, and we're gonna try to fix it. Well, we'll try to fix it after the stream. But this is the best we could get to it for right now. It might look better down here. We can't really zoom in unless I do this. But yeah. So once again, I'm just gonna try to get the like very highest point. And highlight them. Just like that. This particular, I don't know if you're talking about the miniature or not, but the miniature is from the Imperial Assault Star Wars game. Yeah, I'm currently trying to paint all of the miniatures from that game, and we're going to be moving on to miniatures from other games as well. Something like that. Okay, and then we can get the other sleeve. Up here. And then we'll also get the gloves really quickly. Just a little bit though. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the headband, and I think we're gonna have to wrap up because the store opens at noon, and that is where I'm painting this from. So I'm just gonna put a very little highlight on the very top of the headband around the helmet. Like so. And I think that's all we have time for today. I'm sorry that we had to cut this stream short. Well, not short. I'm sorry I had to stop so suddenly. But it's about time. So here he is for everyone who wants to see. I might be posting a picture of how he looks on our Instagram story, I would imagine. Thanks to everyone who joined in. I hope you guys had a good time. We will be streaming next week at the same time from 9 o'clock to about noon, probably 11:15 more exactly. And yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Just gonna zoom. This is good enough.